So this story is about my son, Jack. When my son Jack was 11, he played soccer and he loved it. And Jack was a pretty good soccer player. He wasn't the best on the team. He wasn't the worst on the team. In fact, if I had to give you a number, there were 14 kids on the team, 11 played at a time. I'd say he was probably maybe like fifth or sixth is how I would rank him. So he had a good year. In soccer, you play fall, you play spring, and over the summer, you try out for the next year. So Jack tried out, and we got the call that everyone on the team made it to the next team the next year, except for my son. Jack was the only one who didn't make it. So thinking about being a parent, what kind of parent did I want to be? First thing I did is I went and talked to the coaches, and I said, hey, no pressure, just curious. Where did you rank Jack on the team? Just honest, not complaining. I just want to know where he is, know what he needs to work on. And one coach said I gave him a 5. I ranked him 5. So, oh, okay. Because I remember I kind of had him as 6 in my brain, right? So I said to the other coach, where did you rank Jack? I ranked him 7. Okay. How do you feel about him not making the team next year? To be honest with you, we were very surprised. We loved having him on the team. And, of course, he was a great kid, and he tried hard and had a good attitude. Again, not one of the best kids on the team, but not one of the worst kids. So I called the head of the program, and I said, again, I'm not calling to complain. I don't want to be one of those parents. I'm just calling to inquire. What happened? Why was my son the only one not to make the team? And he said, well, here's how we decide. We take the coach's ranking and we look at the tryout. And then based on those two things, we make a decision. And I said, okay, well, I'm kind of a numbers guy. My kid was ranked a 5 and a 7, so let's call it a 6. How bad was his tryout? And he said he had a really bad tryout. And I said, so let me ask you a question. Again, just inquiring, I'm not complaining. If my kid played for your team for 9 months, fall season, spring season, and was ranked a 6 on the team, even if he had a bad tryout, don't you think the 9 months kind of outweigh the 2-day tryout? Pause. Long pause. You know what, Jeff? That actually makes a lot of sense, and I'm going to bring it up to the board that next year we should weigh heavily the 9-month season instead of the tryout. Right now, it's the tryout. Next year. Okay, thanks so much. Again, I wasn't calling to complain. I wasn't calling to try to finagle to get my kid on the team. So I went home. I sat down with Jack, and I said, Jack, there's some lessons to learn here. 1, adults make mistakes. This makes no sense. Of course, 9 months of the year should outweigh a 2-day tryout. However, I wasn't at the tryout. If you had a really bad tryout, we need to figure out next year, how do we make sure that doesn't happen again? Do you need to train harder, work harder? Do you need a different coach? Or because you didn't make the team, would you rather do something else? At that time, he had started playing guitar and he was in a band, and I wanted him to make the choice, right? Because part of being a great parent is giving kids the tools, guiding them, but giving them the tools to make their own decisions. And Jack said to me, Dad, I'm going to work harder. I'm going to have a great tryout next year. Now, true story, and I love the way this turned out, of course, otherwise I wouldn't be telling it. Not only did Jack make the team the next year, but what award do you think he won freshman year? Hardest worker. Good guess. What award did he win sophomore year? MVP. And then varsity year, he played junior year, played senior year, and of course, captain of the team. He had an amazing 4 years in high school. Now, here's what's interesting. I let him make the decision. And I'm kind of glad that he didn't make the team that year. And why? I'm going to say something radical right now. Sometimes it's good when things don't go your way. Why? Because Jack had to learn to work harder. Jack made that decision, and it turned him into a better player. So sometimes when you're a parent and your kid's in that situation and you want to stick up for them, it's okay to stick up for your kid. But make sure you're not doing it for your kid. Make sure your kid is making the decision, of course, the right age. I'm talking about a 12-year-old here. And encourage your kids to be their best.